Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Butterfly Set Free. My name is Chelsea. In today's video, I wanted to just take some time to bring some encouragement to anyone who may be in the same boat as me, kind of a late bloomer in life, perhaps a creative or any, endeavor that is your passion, but more to just speaking to the late bloomers because I'm 41 and I started painting, I would say maybe in my mid 30s, but I feel like it's always been in me to be a painter. And it's okay if you discover your passions later in life, and you may not have like an amazing studio setup. I certainly don't. This is just the setup I have right now in the corner of our apartment. And I just try to utilize what time I have, this is a blank canvas, so I haven't quite started, but it's gonna be my next painting. And sometimes you do have slow periods, and that is okay. I just wanted to speak to the artist or the person out there who's just struggling a little bit and maybe feeling discouraged, maybe feeling lonely, like they're the only person out there that is feeling this way. I just want to speak to you to say you're not alone, because there are many other people out there who are late bloomers who start passions later in life. And actually, I think that's a beautiful thing. There's even more passions that I intend to get into later in life, and I don't feel like age should be a number or a stopping point of when you should or shouldn't do something. In fact, I think it helps you grow, and I think it's been proven to help, brain development, especially as you age. I know it can be intimidating though, I will say, obviously, and I think that's a big deterrent for a lot of people to start things later in life, and especially if you have this like big dream of making it your, new career someday, especially as an artist, because it is hard to make a full-time career out of art. Not saying it's not impossible, obviously, but yeah, it's definitely a harder path to take. It's not as streamlined as maybe some other career choices. And it can be especially intimidating if you're thinking about that later in life, especially if you're, midlife and beyond. But don't let it be a discouragement or be discouraged by whatever age you are. If you're, even if you're in your 30s and you think that you're a late bloomer. I mean, I felt like I was, because I feel like a lot of people, you can, especially if you look on social media or in the media, you can look at the people who have, quote, made it and see how successful they are, and then compare that to your own life and think like, man, like it must be like so easy for them. And I'm not saying it was, like they obviously worked very hard to get to where they are at, but I've just seen, I think, people who make it early in life, they have a lot of support to get there. No one is just born the way they given everything. A lot of people behind the scenes support them to get to where they are that you don't necessarily see. So you can't really compare that person to where you're at now, and especially too because they're on just a different timeline than you are, and there's nothing wrong with the timeline that you're at. So yeah, I just wanted to speak on that and bring encouragement if you are feeling discouraged about, being a, quote, late bloomer in life, and whatever passions you may be doing. I happen to love painting, but I also love writing and photography, and I love to dance. And I want to get back into learning musical instruments. So I have lots of passions, which can be another overwhelming topic on its own, not knowing which passion to pursue. But if you have just one passion, that's great. Just, pursue that, and don't let anyone try to discourage you or just your own thoughts in your head, especially if you go on social media and look at the media and stuff, and you can get discouraged by just comparing your life to others and almost not even want to try or start because you think that your dreams are too big. Your dreams are not too big. I just want to say that because I sometimes get intimidated too. But the thing is, none of us know when our last day is, and so we shouldn't put a number of when we have to accomplish things by. And the other thing is, the time is going to pass anyway. So whether you decide to do something else with your time or you do pursue your passions, that time is going to pass anyway. That's something I always think about, because I'm in my 40s now, but eventually I will be 50, and I don't want to look back and think, why didn't I start these things? Why did I wait? Because there is honestly no perfect time to start things or pursue things. There is no ideal time. The time is just what you create and what you make it. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say, just don't be discouraged. I know that's sometimes easier said than done, but just don't compare your life to others, especially, who are on way different paths. You don't know exactly what all went behind the scenes for that person to get there, and also you are on, your own timeline. And that is a perfect timeline. Nothing is bad about what age you are, how long it takes. Everyone has to go at their own pace, and also everyone has their own circumstances that you also can't compare to other people. I'll just take me, for example. I was in several abusive relationships. I also have a child, and I am a single parent. I am in a relationship, but that dynamic. I raised my daughter, independently, and I work full time. So all those things layered onto each other make it so hard to have pursued my arts earlier in life, especially when I was in abusive relationships, because that was, my time was, anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so there's just so many dynamics like that you just can't compare your life to someone else's. For example, someone else who may already be, quote, living the dream, and that's exactly what they're doing is what you want to do, but maybe they're single, or they don't have any children, or they were never in abusive relationships, or they have never had to juggle working full-time career as well as on the side trying to do their passions, which is very hard. So there's just so many things. Some people's parents are able to really support them at a younger age, or maybe they're able to I don't know, stay kind of couch surf while they're building up their passions and not have to pay any rent, so to speak, or very minimal, while they build their own business. But you can't do that because you're a parent and you have to support your child. Just there's so many things that you just don't really see behind the surface. And where you are right now is part of your story. And that's kind of why I wanted to start this channel, actually, is just because I just felt this calling to start sharing my story and to help other people not feel as alone as I have felt in my life, not just with, being a late bloomer, but just in so many dynamics. So I don't want this video to go on too long, but I wanted to wrap it up to just say that I believe in you no matter what age you are. You could be 60, 70. Honestly, I've seen people in their 90s. There was this one video I saw, this lady, she was I think 103 or something, and she actually became a park ranger at age 80 and then retired at age 90. Like, that is so inspiring. I'm not saying go do that, but I'm just saying there are people who publish books when they're 90. Like, there's no limit to your age and what you can do. So just don't let that be a deterrent, and don't let your life circumstances be a deterrent, whether you are, juggling all these other things. Like, that just adds to your story and is going to be an inspiration to someone behind you. So just use that as fuel and medicine for yourself and encouragement. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this message was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.